video is sponsored by PetFlow.com, the leader in pet food delivery. Change the way you buy dog food and help change the way people teach dogs.
Today's episode of the Dog Training Revolution is extremely important. In fact, it's so important that the exercise we're going to cover today should be one of the first things you teach your dog. Most people don't realize this, but there is a single thing that you can do to dramatically increase the odds that your dog will listen to you, especially around distractions. Higher energy dogs are typically more challenging to teach the concepts we're going to go over today. That's why I've gone to our local shelter and borrowed Jacob, the pit bull, to give you a really good example of what you can expect in a semi-extreme case. Hey, click thumbs up right now for Jacob, the shelter dog, and help the Dog Training Revolution reach 500,000 subscribers by subscribing right now. I've got lots of fun videos planned for the future, and I have videos on virtually every topic you can imagine. Become a greater part of the Dog Training Revolution by liking me on Facebook as well. I'll have a link in the description. Obviously, when you get a dog like Jacob, you'll need to budget a lot of time because he has so much energy, and high energy dogs require more time than most dogs, but the upside is they can be absolutely amazing. Of course, you also need to get him dog food as well, and the most convenient way I know of to get dog food is by setting up automatic pet food delivery at petflow.com/ZachGeorge. Just set it up one time and your food will always be there when you need it, and it's really easy. They have all the big brands. Just pick the brand of dog food you want, how often you want it delivered. You'll be so happy you did this too, because it means you don't have to go run across town every time you run out of dog food. You can edit or cancel the automatic delivery at any time for any reason at all. You are such a goofball, oh my gosh. After you set up automatic pet food delivery, just enter code ZACH20 when you check out. You'll get 20% off of your first order. And understand that you're helping support videos like this and the Dog Training Revolution by getting your pet food from petflow.com. Oh, I just can't focus on working with you. Look at you, you're so handsome. See the description, all the information will be there. But now I'm ready to teach you something. Are you ready? Come on, let's go. We're going to cover 3 principles today that'll show you how to get started with teaching your dog, especially how to teach them to listen to you when they're distracted. Now, I gotta be clear, this is not optional. You've gotta teach your dogs what we're gonna go over in this video today if you ever hope to have them listen to you while distracted. Now, you can see he's really energetic. I brought him inside today because indoors is likely to be a little bit more familiar to him than outside, where there are so many smells and distractions. Whenever we're introducing a new concept to our dog, we wanna do it in a less distracting environment. The first thing I like to teach any dog that I work with is how to look at me in the eye, because remember, if you can get your dog's eyes, you can communicate with them much easier. This is really simple. I've got a tiny piece of chicken here. I'm gonna let him know I have it. In fact, just to get him a little motivated, I'm just gonna give him a piece of chicken for the heck of it to let him know, look, I've got something good. We're gonna hold the chicken up to our eyes. Look, yes, good. I'm simply saying yes right now to let him know that that equals chicken coming to him. Does that make sense? So check it out, watch this. I'm gonna hold the chicken up again to my eyes. You can even make a sound like that if they're distractible. Just get them looking to your face. Yes, very good. But I don't want him ultimately looking at this chicken. You see, I want him looking into my eyes. So look right here, nothing in my hand, right here, look. Look at me, yes, good. By no longer holding a treat up to my eyes and using my hand instead, I'm teaching him to look to my eyes rather than looking at a treat. With a high energy dog like this, it's really important to kind of pick up the pace. Yes. Smart dogs are really aware of their environment, and you've got to give them a reason to keep paying attention to you. Yes, good. I really want to make sure I'm deliberate when talking to him. Look at me, yes, good. I said look at me only when I had eye contact because he doesn't know the word yet. I'm really content that he has the basic concept of look at me, albeit with a little bit of coaching. The next thing we're going to cover is teaching him how to leave this chicken alone when we drop it on the ground in front of him. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to leave chicken alone yet. Leave it alone. Okay, that's our next order of business. We're gonna teach him how to leave this chicken alone without pulling him back in any way. This is inside out dog training in full bloom. Whenever you're teaching your dog something new, it's so important to not ask for the moon. So look, right there, he went for it. What did I do? Did I pull him away? Did I push him? No, I closed my hand. Now when he looks away, I'm then gonna say yes to let him know that I like it. Yes, good, and I'm gonna give him the chicken. You see that? Good, yes. Good job. course, give your dog that sincere encouragement. It's not just about giving them treats or toys. It's about letting them know how much you love them and appreciate them as well. Good job, buddy. So let's go on to the next stage of leave it. I want to be able to drop it in front of him. See that? I dropped it in front of him. I knew he was going to go for it. I'm not even going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to cover it up. Again, it's the same concept here. I'm covering it up, and when he backs off of it, I'm going to pick up the treat and give it to him. I like to pick up the treat rather than saying eat the treat off the ground to let him know that rewards come from me, not the ground. We're just waiting for him to stop being so persistent, show some restraint, and then I'm going to give it to him. Yes, good. I'm looking for just a hint of restraint this time. Yes, good. Do you see how I didn't insist that he leave it alone for 10 seconds? He left it alone for a half second. I said yes. Yes, good. Awesome job, buddy. You're doing great. I'm gonna try and get a little bit more time in now. Leave it alone. Yes, do you see that? Just a little bit longer. Now let's see if we can add to that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come here, Jacob. Notice how I have him on leash too to kind of keep him in my area. No, leave it alone. Yes. Did you see how I said leave it alone there? I was pretty confident he was gonna leave it alone for the second and a half that I was asking for. Leave it alone. Yes, good. Did you see that? That was amazing, really good. I'm gonna give him a jackpot reward for that. Anytime your dog breaks new ground like that, let him know you really love it by giving him an extra big treat. You just left all of that chicken alone, all by yourself. You did really good. So what have we done so far? I've asked him to look at me when I ask. He's done that reasonably well. He's also learned to leave the chicken alone when I drop it in front of him. But now this is where the real magic happens. We're gonna combine the two. Leave it alone and look at me. You will come back to this exercise time and time again in one form or another, so it's important to get it really solid. I like to call this exercise the leave it, watch me combo. Why is this such an important, powerful exercise? Well, when you drop a piece of real meat in front of your dog and not only expect them to leave it alone, but to then take their eyes off the meat and look at you instead, well, that is how you set them up for future distraction training. See, the meat is a minor distraction. If you want them to listen to you around a barking dog or a squirrel running across the road, you have to make sure that you can get their eyes on you in this situation first. Does that make sense? The first few times you do this, you'll want to reward for leave it individually and look at me individually. I'm just trying to get him in the habit of looking at both of these behaviors side by side. You see what I mean? We're gonna go for the home run. We're going to have him leave the treat alone, and then I'm gonna try and get his eyes on me while the treat remains on the ground. He's a little wild, but that's okay, that's all right. He's just intelligent, that's all that is. Leave it alone. Look at me. Are you kidding me? Look at you, that was awesome. Did you see that first attempt too? This is why it's so important to prep your dog rather than just going into the exercise at full blast. Leave it alone. Look at me. Yes, good boy. Since he's doing relatively well with it inside, I think we need to go to the next level and try and see if we can get him to do this in a more distracting environment. It's important when you change environments like this, when you're trying to do the same thing that you did inside, for example, that you take a step back on your training, kind of remind your dog what you're expecting of them. Be very patient and understanding if they don't immediately get it. Remember, the fastest way you're gonna confuse your dog is by changing their surroundings. Come here, leave it alone. Good, look at me. Yes, awesome job. Eat that, you are so good. And I think that's a great place to stop on this exercise. Your next steps for this would be walking in front of your house back and forth and rewarding your dog for leaving a toy or a treat alone, but I have lots of videos that will show you that as well. Just go through my playlist, which I'll have in the description of this video. Like me on Facebook at facebook.com/TheZachGeorge. And I want to thank all our patrons on patreon.com. You guys really make it possible for us to make videos like this. If you're interested in making a small monthly contribution, check out the description. You can see all the details, but that makes all the difference for us and allows us to raise awareness for so many things, including shelter dogs. Visit petflow.com/ZachGeorge and set up automatic pet food delivery as well. That's another fantastic way that you can support the dog training revolution. Good job. See you guys next time.
If you haven't seen these videos, I'd encourage you to check them out. If you're expecting, you'll want to take steps to make sure your dog is prepared for your new baby. Or if you're experiencing a lot of hyperactivity or behavior problems, chances are you need to tighten up your fetch game. And if you had to make sure that your dog has one skill, it's stay while distracted. Specifically, I'll show you how to teach your dog to stay at the front door when it's open. Thanks again to all our patrons on Patreon, and thanks to each and every one of you for subscribing. Can't wait to see you in the next video.